Yo, 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 what's up guys? How's it going? It's your boy, the Origami Ninja, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys on how to make a paper gun that shoots rubber bands. Alright guys, so these are the following things that we need to be able to create this paper gun. So we need 3 white sheets of paper, 3 of them, and 1 green one. And I know you guys are probably wondering what they measure, so we need 3 that measure 8.5 by 11 that are white, and 1 that measures 8.5 by 11 that's green, or red, or whatever color you would like to use. And then we're going to need the following tools. So I'm using a brush because it's smaller than my finger, and we need something about this size so that we could roll up this corner right here, just like that. Once you got that, let's go ahead and set it aside. Then we need a marker. So we're going to be marking certain sections of this piece so that we could guide ourselves better. Then you're going to be needing 2 markers. So these markers have to be about the thickness of your finger, and we're going to be using them to create the barrel of the gun. We'll set them on the lower side of the paper, and then we'll roll the paper upwards, and once it's rolled, we'll pull them out, and voila, there's one of the barrels. So make sure to have those. Then you're as well going to be needing some tape. So without tape, you cannot make this model, so make sure to have that. We're as well going to be needing a ruler, that way we get the perfect measurements and your design comes out great. Some scissors, so make sure to have those. A glue gun, and if you don't know how to use a glue gun, make sure to ask for assistance. Make sure to ask a friend or your parents or whoever. And if you have a glue gun, then you need a glue stick. Without this, you cannot do anything, so make sure to have a glue stick as well. And then some rubber bands. So I'm using these little tiny ones. If you guys could find some that are a little tiny bit bigger, then great. If not, these work as well. But these are quite a tight fit. So once you have all these guys, then you are ready to rock and roll. So let's go ahead, clear the table, and get this party started. Alright, so for the first steps, we're going to be needing some tape, and then 2 of those markers that are the thickness of your fingers, and we're going to be using this to create the barrel. So set them on the lower section of the paper. Once you've done that, you want to grab the bottom section of the paper and roll the paper up so that it creates a barrel. So make sure to grab it just like this. Make sure that it's snug against the markers, and then slowly roll it upwards. That way it creates a barrel. And you want to make sure your markers are popping off the edges, that way you can pull them out. So once you've done that, let's go ahead and tape down the edges, that way the barrel doesn't come undone. So you want to tape the top section, grab another little piece of tape, tape the middle section, grab another piece of tape, and tape the bottom section. So once you've done that, let's go ahead and pull the markers out. Then once you pulled them out, we're going to want to tape down the rest of the edge so that it's flat against the barrel. So let's go ahead and grab a piece of tape that's the same length as your barrel. And then once you got that, let's go ahead and tape it down. And then once it's nicely taped down, guys, we're going to be repeating these same steps to 2 more sheets of paper. We'll do it to 1 more white sheet of paper, and then we'll grab the colored one and we'll do the same to that one as well. Alright, and since we're going to be repeating this step 2 more times, I'm not going to go and explain how to do it because I just did, and I don't want to sound like a broken record. Plus, I would like to take the time to talk to you guys for a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys some of the new exciting things happening with this channel. I've been telling you guys that there's big things to come, and this channel's only going to get better. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little sneak peek at what's to come. So one of the new exciting things that's going to be happening for this channel is the logo. I'm going to be switching the logo. Right now I have this weird white shape with my name on it, and so that's going to be gone. It's not going to be there anymore. Since we just recently switched the name of this channel to Origami Ninja, it's going to be related to the new name. So most likely it's going to be a ninja. So I'm super excited to share with you guys the new logo, and I actually hired this very, very talented young fella that actually specializes in creating logos for companies and stuff like that, and he's super talented. He comes up with some really cool stuff, so I'm excited to see what he comes up with for us. And as soon as he does, trust me guys, I'm gonna post it and share it with you guys. So I hope you guys are excited for that. I know I am. I'm super freaking pumped. And another exciting thing that's going to be happening for this channel is shoutouts. I'm going to be giving you guys shoutouts. So the way you get to earn your shoutout is by playing a game that I'm going to be making on the next following tutorials. And if you happen to win the game, then you get your name shouted out. So I'm super excited about that. I hope you guys are as well. And it's going to be super freaking fun. So before I continue, I wanted to go ahead and give an early shout out to Phoenix. Phoenix, you know who you are. You've been commenting a lot on my channel lately, and you've been super super excited about me releasing new tutorials. So I love that. I love that, you know, that you guys are excited about this, and Phoenix, you've just been showing so much excitement that I just had to give you a shout out, yo. I really appreciate your support, and yeah, so I just thought I'd thank you for commenting, for liking my videos, and just for being awesome, yo. I really appreciate it. So guys, if you want to earn a shout out, make sure to tune into the new tutorials coming here soon and earn your shout out. Phoenix, I'm kind of spoiling you and giving you a early shout out without you you know, winning a game, but I kind of think you deserved it. You know what I mean? You've been really nice, and you've been commenting a lot on my channel, so I appreciate it. So let's continue on to the next step. So for this next step, we're going to be grabbing the small tool, that little brush that I was using that's super thin, and you want to use something that's similar size to what I'm using here. We're going to go ahead and rotate the piece of paper so that it's at an angle, and then we're going to be setting the brush on the lower corner and then rolling it upwards so that we could create another barrel, but a smaller one. And you want to make sure that when you roll it upwards, that you don't roll it up all the way so that the brush is hidden within the barrel. You want to make sure to be able to pull the brush out. So once you start rolling it upwards, roll it about halfways, enough to get the barrel already formed, and then pull it out, see? And then just pull it out, and then keep rolling it upwards. And I don't want you guys to roll it up all the way. I want you guys to stop right here, grab a piece of tape, and then we're going to tape down the top section. What I want you guys to do though is to have the sticky side facing upwards, and we're going to place the tape underneath the corner. And I'm going to zoom in, that way you guys can see what's up. So see how the sticky part is upwards, how it's sticking to my finger? So that's what I want you guys to do, and then roll it up upwards, and then there you have it. The tape is holding down the barrel, so it's not going to come apart. Then I want you guys to grab a piece of tape and tape down the rest of the edges. So make sure the tape is the length of the barrel. And then let's go ahead and tape it up, that way it doesn't become undone when we start cutting this piece of paper up. Alright, so once you've done that, and if yours looks like this, that means you're doing an excellent job, and that means we should move on to the next step. So what I want you guys to do now is we're going to be cutting off a little bit off the edge right here, just a little bit, about that much. So grab your scissors and just chop it down. You don't have to measure it or anything, you know, just chop down a little bit of it. And like I said, we're only going to be needing to cut a little bit off, just a little tiny bit. So once you've done that, let's move on to the next step. So now we've folded everything that we needed to do. We got the two white barrels, we got the green one, and we got the other little tiny barrel. So now let's grab the colorful one. This is going to be the handle of your gun. And what I want you guys to do next is cut this in half. So you can measure it if you want, that way you could get it perfectly cut in half, or you could just do it by eye. Me personally, I'm just going to do it by eye. Alright, so let's chop it up. So once you've done that, then let's compare them. See? It's a little off, but it doesn't matter because we're going to be chopping it up anyways. So once you've done that, then let's move on to the next step. Then I want you guys to grab the thinnest little barrel. And I want you guys to grab the ruler as well. And what I want you guys to do is measure about 2.5 inches. Once you got that measured, we're going to go ahead and chop it down right there. And be very careful, guys, when you chop it up, make sure it's 2.5 inches. So once you do cut it, just double check, measure it again, and make sure it's the right size. And if it is, then let's move on to the next step. Alright, so once you've done that, we're going to cut this barrel up once again. And this time you want to make sure it measures 4 inches. So once you measure that and you double check, let's go ahead and cut it. And once you got that chopped up, let's go ahead and measure it again and triple check. Alright. And now I want you guys to chop it down one more time. And this time it's going to measure 3 inches. So like I said, make sure that you're actually measuring correctly. And then once you've done that, chop it up, and voila. So you have a little one, you have a medium one, and you have a large one. Now let's grab these two barrels. So now what I want you guys to do is measure it and make sure that it's 6.5 inches. So let me grab the ruler. I'm going to zoom in, that way you guys could see the measurement. So we're going to chop it up right there at 6.5 inches. So I'm going to set my finger up right there so I don't lose the measurement, and then I'm going to chop it up. And we're going to do the same thing to the other barrel. But this time we don't need a ruler. We're just going to grab the barrel that we just cut and use that as a reference to know where we need to chop it up at. So align them nicely and then chop it up off the edge, and they should both measure 6.5 inches. Alright, so we're done doing all the cutting, so let's move on to the next step. So now I'm going to need you guys to grab your tape. And once you've grabbed your tape, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taping down the white barrels. So make sure to grab a decent amount of tape, about like 4 inches worth. So let's go ahead, let's grab a little piece of tape. And now let's go ahead and tape these barrels together so they don't come undone. And these are going to be the barrels of your gun. So let's go ahead, align the top section nicely, just like that. And then just tape it down. And then once it's nicely taped, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing we did here to this top section, but to the bottom. So let's go ahead, grab another piece of tape, like I said, about 4 inches worth. And I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to tape this bottom section as well. So I already taped this part. Now we're going to tape the other edge. Alright, so make sure to take your time. You want to make sure that when you tape it down that the barrels are snug against each other and they're not just loose. Alright, so once you've done that, then let's go ahead and set that aside and move on to the next step. Alright, so now we're going to grab the green ones and we're going to do the same exact thing that we did to the white ones, but to the green ones. So we're going to go ahead and stick them together. And so these green ones are for the handle of the gun. And so let's go ahead, let's grab about 4 inches worth of tape and let's go ahead and tape them together. So you want to grab about 4 inches. You want to tape the top section, make sure they're nice and tight against each other, that they're nice and snug. Once you've done that, let's go ahead and repeat the same steps to the bottom section. That way it doesn't come undone. And once you have it nicely taped down, what we're going to be doing next is cutting this top section right here. Let me show you guys, right there. And we want it at a slight angle. That way when we glue the grips to the barrels, it looks like a gun. It doesn't just look like, you know, like an L shape or anything like that. Because usually guns, if you notice, the handle section has a little, they don't go straight down, they actually go at an angle. And so just like that. So if yours looks like that, then you're doing a good job. Let's move on to the next step. Alright, so now it's time to use the glue gun. Well, we're not going to use it exactly right now, but we want to make sure to go ahead and connect it. That way it starts warming up. By the time it warms up, we'll be ready to use it. So what I want you guys to do next for this next step is grab your Sharpie, set it aside while the glue gun starts warming up. And what I want you guys to do is grab the green grip, and I want you guys to place it right here where I'm placing mine. So let me show you guys really quick. So you want to place it right here, leaving about a finger gap. So you don't want to place it right there. You want to place it like this. So once you've done that, what I want you guys to do is grab your Sharpie and mark the sections around the base of the grip. So let me mark it really quick and I'll show you guys really quick what I'm talking about. Alright, so now that you marked it, this is what yours should look like. So see, just like that. So now what I want you guys to do around that line, I want you guys to put hot glue all around that line, like over the top, around the sides, to the inner sides, you know what I mean, all over that section, because that's where the grip's gonna be attached to the barrels. And if you don't apply enough hot glue on there, it's just not gonna stick and your gun's gonna fall apart, and then you're just gonna be wishing that you would have applied more hot glue. So apply a little extra. It doesn't hurt if you put too much. So just look at the way I'm doing it, and just do it the same. Just apply about the same amount. As you see, I'm applying quite a heavy coat. So once you've done that, then let's go ahead and grab the grip and make sure to place it like this, at this angle. Once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and let it dry for at least 2 minutes. And sometimes the grip will go ahead and fall down, so you want to make sure to not let it do that. You sometimes got to just hold it there in place for about 2 minutes till it dries. But once it does dry, I already let it dry for 2 minutes, then we're going to move on to the next step. So what I want you guys to do now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to be grabbing the little tiny barrels that we folded earlier and that we chopped up. So we're going to start with the little one, the one that measures 2.5 inches. Then what I want you guys to do is flatten up this top section, just press it down just like that, and then we're going to be chopping it up as well. So you're going to grab your scissors and you're going to cut it at a slight angle just like this. Alright, so once you cut that section just like this at an angle, what I want you guys to do next is shove this little piece of paper in between the barrel of the gun. So once you do that, you want to make sure to leave about a finger gap between the grip and your trigger, just like this. So once you've done that, what I want you guys to do next is grab one of the rubber bands that I showed you guys earlier, one of these. And if you have a slightly bigger one, then go ahead and use that one, because this one's a little too small. And so you guys will see later on when I'm done applying this little section to the barrel, it's gonna go ahead and kind of smash my barrels and kind of like distort them. My gun still works, you know. I was able to kind of reshape it, but if you could avoid this issue, then go for it, you know. But so that you don't have this issue that I'm having right now, you want to go and use just a slightly bigger rubber band than the one I'm using. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of try to reshape it, that way it's not all smashed up like that. And to avoid this issue, guys, all you have to do is just use a rubber band that's slightly bigger than mine. But if you don't have any, then that's fine. Just use the same size I'm using. It works perfectly fine. I've already made 2 paper guns with it and had no issues at all, besides having to reshape it. Alright guys, so once you've done that, what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be grabbing this one right here, the one that measures 4 inches. And what we want to do is create a crease along this section right here. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so once you've done that, we're going to be super gluing this section to the gun. So we're going to super glue it there and there. But before super gluing it, we want to make sure to grab our Sharpie and mark the sections that we're going to be super gluing. That way we apply the super glue first, and then we go and stick the little piece of paper on there. Once you've got them nicely marked, let's go ahead and grab our glue gun. So now we want to go ahead, let's apply quite a bit of hot glue on there. Not a grip to the point where it's dripping off the sides, but a good amount, that way it doesn't, the gun doesn't fall apart on us. Once you've done that, let's set our glue gun off to the side, and let's go ahead and stick this piece of paper onto the barrel and the handle of the gun. And now you want to hold it there for about a minute. So you want to make sure to hold it on there, because if not, it'll come off. So once it's been past a minute, let's go ahead and apply just a little bit more of hot glue around the edges. That way we make sure that it's going to stay on there and that our paper gun is not going to fall apart on us. Alright, so now once you got that glue on there, let's go ahead and set the glue gun off to the side and let it chill for about a minute. Once you've done that, this is what yours should look like. So if your gun looks like this, then that means you're doing an excellent job. So now let's move on to the next step. We want to grab this little piece of paper right here, and we want to go ahead and fold it in half, just like this. And you want to crease it down really good, guys. There's a lot of layers of paper in this little barrel, and so you want to make sure to create a nice crease. So once you creased it down, this is what yours should look like. And what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be putting some hot glue on this intersection right here. Let me show you a little bit right there. Then we're going to squeeze it down just like that. Make sure that we get hot glue on both sides. And then we'll be shoving this little paper inside the barrels, leaving a little bit of it popping outwards. So let's go ahead. Let's grab our hot glue. And let's put a little bit right here, just in the edge section. You don't want to put it all over, because then you're going to get it on your fingers. It's going to burn, and it's going to be hard to hold it in place. So just a little bit, just like that, just as you see me doing. Once you got enough hot glue on there, what you want to do is you want to shove this section inside the barrel, but you want to make sure that a section of it is going to be popping out of the gun, just like that. You don't want to shove it all the way inside. Then give it a good minute. That way it dries up and it doesn't come undone. Once it's nice and dry, and you know for a fact that it's dry, then you're done, guys. This is the paper gun. Your model is complete. I hope yours turned out great. And if it didn't, just try again, guys. Just rewind and keep trying. You know what I mean? I'm sure you'll get it, you know? But anyways, like I was mentioning earlier, if yours kind of got crumbled up like mine did around that rubber band section, just use a rubber band that's just slightly a little bit bigger than the ones I'm using. But anyways, if yours looks like this, then congratulations, guys. You've completed the model. now let's go ahead and try it out. So let's go ahead and grab a rubber band. And now let's test out the paper gun, see how it works. So what you want to do is you want to grab your rubber band. You want to set one end of it right here off to the tip of the gun, right there. You want to pull it back and set it on this back section of the trigger. So once you've done that, let's go ahead and test it out and see if it works. As you guys see, I'm going to pull the trigger and it's not going to shoot the rubber band. So if you're having this issue, it's very easy to fix. What you want to do is you want to push the trigger a little further down. So just push it down just like that. Just a little bit, not too much. And then put another rubber band on there and see if it shoots. And if it doesn't, then push it down a little more. But yeah, after you do that, the problem should be solved and it should work. So let's test it out again, see if the problem is solved. And boom, problem solved. Alright guys, so there you have it. That's the paper gun tutorial. I hope you guys had a blast. I hope yours turned out great and even better than mine. And if you've enjoyed this video, just make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Make sure to subscribe now. Not only that, but by subscribing, it'll notify you when I drop a new tutorial, which I happen to do on a weekly basis. At least that's what I try to do. So if I happen, please don't get mad at me. You know what I mean? I do have a full-time job besides doing this, but that's my goal, is to drop one every week. So I work really hard at making that happen. So yeah guys, thank you once again for watching. You guys are freaking awesome, and I look forward to hearing some comments from you guys and seeing what you guys thought about this tutorial. So guys, take it easy, have an amazing day, and I'll see you on the next one. And by the way, if you guys would like to watch some more of my tutorials, just click any of the following images here on the screen and it'll forward you to my tutorial. Alright guys, take it easy. Have a great day.